Simian's pretty okay. Well, we don't have anything to set up these Goryo's Vengeance just yet. We are on the draw, and we have a little bit of fast mana, and we have Breach Worm here, so this is nice. One of the things I really like about this archetype is the fact that when people board in Graveyard Hate against you post-board, you're able to just, like, pivot your game plan into this Through the Breach strategy. Huh. Nourishing Shoal is... So this is... We secretly call this deck Splice onto Arcane Tribal. So Nourishing Shoal is actually a ritual, because Nourishing Shoal lets us splice through the breach for free, and splicing through the breach costs less than casting it for some reason. So that's actually going to let us through the breach on turn 3, assuming we draw a third land or mana source. So if we draw an untapped mana source, land, Desperate Ritual, etc., we'll be able to Nourishing Shoal, pitch Borborygmos after casting Desperate Ritual, and then splice through the breach onto it. Yeah, definitely, Tech. I concur. We've had a good balance today. Manamorphose. Well, that could be anything. Let's go ahead and cast this and make red-black here. Looking for an untapped land. It's unfortunate. I think missing here probably means we're going to be a little bit slow. Although we did draw Gristlepig to discard. So if they don't kill us next turn, we're going to get to floop our little piggy into play, chat. We're going to get to floop our pig into play next turn, chat. It's exciting. Are you ready? Are you ready for the Gristlepig, chat? We could die, though. This isn't coming off yet, so we should be okay. I guess they could through the Breach of Titan here, but... Okay, yeah, sweet. Sweet, this matchup's pretty good for our deck, on average. So if you've never seen this deck go off before, you're about to be in for a real treat. I thought you said you didn't want to play Legacy, but we're playing Red-Black Reanimator. We are this deck is almost as obnoxious as Red-Black Reanimator in Legacy. It's pretty close. Alright, so I'd like to leave black mana up here, so I'm going to play the mountain. I'm going to go ahead and cast this, put my Gristlepig into play. Right, Burgle. Draw some more cards. Boy, if you like drawing cards, let me tell you, boy, do I have the deck for you. Cast... By exiling a green card, splice additional spells. So I'd like to exile this. I'd like to splice this Desperate Ritual using my land and a Spirit Guide. Okay. I'd like to pitch this. I'd like to cast Desperate Ritual. I'd like to cast Through the Breach. I'd like to put my my other little piggy into play. Used to play Jund and Kiki Cord. We actually just got done playing green-black mid-range, which is very Jund-esque, and I think a deck that's very reasonably positioned. My best advice for anybody trying to get into Modern is always you should proxy a bunch of different decks that seem interesting to you, that are in your price range, and then, you know, practice with them and find the one that clicks to your playstyle the most. Unlike a lot of formats in Magic, Modern's a format where there's a lot of decks that are competitive in this format, and finding the right deck that clicks with you is often more important than playing the best deck. Lightning Axe is pretty bad here. I guess I get bored in the extra Collective Brutality since it's technically interaction. I don't think I really want Leyline here. I think I just want to race them. I think bringing in Leyline to be like pseudo-interactive is just a waste of time. Their deck is much slower than ours. Yeah, definitely, Sean. And it's been a while. Hope you're doing well. So link my Twitch with the Discord. If you pull up your connection page, you should see the server in there. If you aren't offered the server immediately, wait up to a day. You have to go into the settings connection tab and join from there. Yep. It doesn't like automatically pop up a thing saying, hey, do you want to join the server? You got to go into the connections tab in the desktop application or your desktop web browser and go from there. Any opinion on how to change how to gain wildcards in Arena? Nope. I don't play Arena. It doesn't have any impact on my life. Whatever they do there doesn't really affect me. I am not the target audience for Arena. I'm doing okay. By the miracle of Dayquil and almost being over my cold, I'm getting back there. This hand just really doesn't do anything, right? Like, it has Shoal, but it doesn't have Through the Breach, and it doesn't have Goryo's Vengeance, and doesn't really have anything great, so I'm just going to go ahead and play Catch and Release here. This hand is much, much worse. Stream Decker, yep. Thank you. Sorry, I'm still getting used to that. So I worked out with MTGO traders that I can borrow 2 decks at a time now. Because normally my reminder to update Stream Decker is when I go get cards from MTGO traders. But since I'm borrowing 2 decks at a time now, I forget in between these decks a lot of the time. Basically, I'm a big dumb stupid. All right, there's a Gristle Pig. So we're just looking for second land plus a Goryo's Vengeance. This 5's actually very good. They have a relic here. No relic. That's good for us. Temple at tilt. Sign me up. Bottoming anything that's not a Goryo's Vengeance. What do I actually do when I update Stream Decker? I open a page on their website here. And I click browse on my computer. And I feed it the MTG text deck list from my thing. Before I stream each day, I go through and I make sure I have text files created for all the decks that I'm planning on playing in the day. And I have order files created for stuff I'm going to be placing orders with MTGO traders. I'm very organized with what I do. Or reasonably organized with what I do. It's like something that people may or may not be aware, but like when I do like an 8-hour stream today, it actually means that I've worked for like 10 hours because I have a half hour to 45 minutes of work I need to do before I stream, and I have a half hour to 45 minutes of work that I need to do after the stream. So like 9.5 hours, but still. All right, so this is pretty easy Cathartic Reunion here, just like digging for our Goryo's Vengeance so we can actually win the game. That's unfortunate. I guess I'm going to play this and pass back. And interacting with Twitch chat, you count as overtime. You're not wrong sometimes. You're not wrong. Discord appears to be up here. Swag Tusk, deal. Oh, no messages are sending? Okay, it could just be that my stuff hasn't caught up yet. I definitely haven't tried to send any messages. My desktop app's just been open in the background. Man! Chat, where the Goryo's Vengeance is at, chat? Where the Goryo's Vengeance is at? So I'm actually going to hold this Griselbrand in my hand, and the reason for this is I have so much mana at this point that I want to be able to Through the Breach Griselbrand if I draw Through the Breach instead of Goryo's Vengeance. That might be a little extreme, Burgle. Let's maybe not compare Matthew to people that have committed large atrocities. Well, that's another shoal. Sometimes you can't find your 8 of, chat, and that's okay. This deck... Yeah, you end up Through the Breaching Wurm a good deal, actually. Yeah, I definitely think Discord is having some issues due to its own success. Like, it offers such a great product for $0, so they definitely have some scaling. They definitely are going through some scaling pains, I think. The problem is that while I can use this Nourishing Shoal to just gain a little bit of health here, every Nourishing Shoal I use to stay in the game is less Nourishing Shoals I have the turn I actually try to win the game, so it gives me less resources overall. Discord is like if IRC and Skype met, or if it does voice, yeah. It also archives all of your channels. So like, hey, Ara Sathar, thank you very much for checking out Honey. I appreciate that. Thanks for supporting my content this way. It's funny, we actually replaced our IRC support in my open source project with Discord pretty recently. All right, so we need to hit this turn. My work still uses IRC. Honestly, the biggest thing Discord does that IRC doesn't is it's a pain to set up a bot to log everything in IRC. I like that I can log into Discord on my phone or my computer, and my message history from everywhere is on any device that I log into it on. And that's the thing that's most convenient about it. I'm gonna keep this hand. Looks at a lot of cards. Discard Borborygmos Looting. The thing to remember about looting is that it's technically card disadvantage. While it provides selection, you end up netting negative a card because you're down a card after you cast it. It is a modern day chat client. Perfect. So Night's Whisper, this is actually one of the reasons why this deck is really powerful. Do we have a Hoaglandia Discord bot? We don't. I'm not really sure what we would want a bot to do if we had one. The fact that this deck just gets to play like actual card advantage on top of the selection from Reunion and Faithless Looting is just lets it see so many cards every game. Eminem, thanks for checking out Honey. Do you have any thoughts on the newly announced Hearthstone set yet? No, not really. I haven't been able to play as much Hearthstone recently between work, and I've had a hard time getting to the gym between being sick and streaming full time, so next week I plan to get to the gym. Joyous Potato, thank you for the 6-month resubscription. I do appreciate it. So even though the goal of me starting later yesterday and the day before was to get to the gym, I didn't get to the gym both of those days because I've been sick and not feeling well. Why don't other decks play Night's Whisper? I don't know. That's a good question. Actually, the deck that we're going to be playing later today, the Goryo Smallpox deck, actually does play Sign in Blood, which is very similar to Night's Whisper. So we're struggling a little bit to find our Goryo's Vengeance again, but this time we do have Through the Breach with Worldspine Wurm, so we've got that going for us. And next turn I get to see 4 cards, or 3 cards. I get my draw step, plus I get to Night's Whisper. Yeah, and even if we miss on Goryo's Vengeance next turn, I can cast the Collective Brutality after a Night's Whisper. I don't really play Commander at all. I mostly play Magic as a competitive outlet, and Commander is just not a very good competitive format. J-Bot, thank you for that 4-month free subscription. Thanks for re-upping here and keeping me employed. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Bloodbread. Interesting. Okay, that's actually kind of annoying. That's actually kind of annoying. Huh. Do I... In order to kill me with Scapeshift next turn, they have to have land, untapped land, search for tomorrow, Scapeshift. I think I'm just supposed to Night's Whisper. I mean, every deck in Magic suffers from variance, like... This game has a lot of variance by design. This deck is arguably more consistent than most decks. Oh, I guess they could have 2 mana ramp spell, land, Scapeshift to kill us. Alright, maybe we're dead. Untap green land, Scapeshift is lethal here. Block. Yeah, they definitely had a lot more draws to kill us than I implied. It's also... Oh, wait, never mind. Alright, so... I definitely Brutality here to start, right? Just to, like, check and make sure things are kosher. They could have something like Surgical Extraction. Matt Cullens, thanks for checking out, honey. I appreciate the support. Wow! Wow, that's good to know about. Gosh, we would have been so dead, chat. You're so great, Collective Brutality. You are a truly wonderful Magic the Gathering card. Why didn't they triple bolt me in response to that? Why didn't they triple bolt me in response to that? I don't understand. I'm not complaining, but I just don't understand. That is a heck of a hand, chat. Oh, I should have played the land in case they had Surgical. You are super right, Shannon. 10 out of 10 should have played the land there. Hey, look, a Nourishing Shoal, chat. Alright, so I can't draw again until I do some stuff. Alright, sweet. So let's go Shoal. Pitch this, Splice, Desperate Ritual, Exiling Monkeys. Okay. Do this, exile this, place this. And okay. Alright, they're dead. I just get to go ahead and cast this Desperate Ritual. God, I always love playing against Through the Breach with this deck. Just like, these decks that kill all of the fair decks that I love, it feels so good to just like stomp all over them with our super unfair combo deck. I attacked to gain health so I could draw more cards. Deal. You got it. You got yourself. All right. Well, we're 1-0 with Grishoalbrand. While we're waiting for the next match to pop, I'm actually going to restart Magic Online 2. I'd just like to thank everyone for hanging out here today. Welcome. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the people that keep me employed here full-time. They are the reason that I'm able to be here day in and day out. So big shout out to all of them. You can also support my stuff by checking out my wonderful sponsors. MTGOtraders.com. I'd love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hogan PayPal, I'll check with them. You'll save 8% on your singles orders there. Honey would love to save you some money. Honey is a free browser add-on that when you install it using bit.ly/HugelHoney, you'll support my content at no cost to yourself. And what Honey does is when you're shopping online, it takes a look at your shopping cart and it searches automatically online for coupon codes to save you money on things you are going to buy otherwise. If it can't save you money, it leaves you completely alone, so it's very unobtrusive. Lisa would like to get you on your way to a better night's sleep. Christy and I have been sleeping with Lisa for the last 6 weeks now, and we really enjoy it. It's our first time we've ever had a foam mattress. I don't think we'd ever go back to a traditional pillow top one. You can check out links bit.ly/HugelBedUS and bit.ly/HugelBedCA to save $160 or more on your new foam mattress. And of course, we'd like to welcome everyone out there to Hooglandia. Please talk to your friendly neighborhood moderator about receiving your complimentary timeout. And that chilling took about as long as it did to restart Magic Online, so we're still waiting for a match here. Thanks everyone for hanging out. We're going to finish up this league, and then we're going to play at least one more after this, maybe two more. Got a good amount of people in here this afternoon, and I did end a little bit early yesterday. Honey does not resell any of your personal information. They make all of their money by getting kickback referrals from the places that save you money. So basically every time Honey finds a coupon code, if you use their coupon code on a website, they have agreements with the websites that they find coupon codes for to get a kickback from those sites. So they are not Facebook. They do not make money by selling your information. We should get a Gristle Pig emote. That's not a bad idea. Thank you. Thank you for the bits, Nicholas. Honey has a list of places that it works with listed on their website. I believe Canada is supported. I'm really good at chilling. I just, practice makes perfect. This hand actually threw the Breach's Griselbrand on turn 2, right? We get to go ahead and go Shoal, Pitch, Shoal, Splice, Breach for 4 mana. Fishy. Wombat Fever, thanks for checking out, Honey. I appreciate the support. Y'all ready for some pigs? Y'all ready for some Gristle Pigs? Worm. Oh, gosh, that's great. It's awesome being lucky. It's awesome being lucky. All right, pitch that one. Splice this one. So drawing Worm there means I get to draw way more cards here because it means I don't have to pitch this other shoal to the shoal. Magic's tough when you're lucky, chat. Boy, let me tell you, if you think you're lucky, gosh, do I have a Magic deck for you. Gosh, do I have the Magic deck for you. Don't mind me, just drawing all my cards. Never forget, chat. Jackal Girl, thanks for checking out, Honey. Never forget, chat. Modern is a turn 4 format. They got 2 turns, and we got 2 turns, and 2 turns plus 2 turns is 4 turns, so it's a turn 4 format. I can only assume that that's how Wizards of the Coast counts it when they say turn 4 format, because Lord knows you don't get to play 4 turns yourself. All right, what are we doing here? What are we doing? I'm probably supposed to attack, right? Let's attack. Draw 7 more cards. All right. So, one thing that is worth noting, because I went off on turn 2, I burned 2 Spirit Guides to get going here. So I do need to draw both of my remaining Spirit Guides before I can fully go off here. So there's a small possibility we could be in trouble here, but I think we're gonna be okay. Let's try. We got 15 cards left. So let's do that. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. It's possible if the bottom card of our deck is a Simian Spirit Guide, we could be in trouble. All right, there's 1 Spirit Guide, there's a Ritual. All right, so if the bottom card of our deck is a Spirit Guide, we're gonna be real sad, chat. Our last card is definitely, we could kill ourselves here if the last card's Spirit Guide. So everybody says, ayo. All right, so there's my monkeys. So what do we want to do here? So I have 1 more shoal, right? Do I have another shoal? I do have another shoal. Okay, so here's how this works. So we go shoal, exile, worm, splice. Where's my desperate ritual? Splice, desperate ritual, exile spirit guide, exile spirit guide. So this is going to get us to 3 mana here. And then this gets us to 4 mana. And then our other ritual gets us to 5 mana. And then we cast Through the Breach. Martelov, Livik, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month. Someone, thanks for checking out Honey. Cast this Through the Breach. There's my Borborygmos piggy. You think my opponent had fun this game? I hope they had fun. I had fun. Did you have fun, chat? That's the important part. Did y'all have fun? Was it good for you? It was good for me. It was a good time. It was a good time, chat. All right, so here's the real question. Am I supposed to sideboard in this matchup? Fliptos, thank you for the 3-month resubscription. Thank you for the quarter of your support. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. You're not wrong, Berts. You're not wrong. I feel like the conservative thing here is to definitely cut the Cathartic Reunions because they're pretty bad against decks that have counterspells. Collective Brutality seems good, though. Do I think I want Pact? Is it just Pact? I kind of feel like I want the Sweepers. Anger and Bontus are for the Hate Bears-based decks. We definitely want to cut the Reunion. Explosives is probably it. I think I'm just going to bring in Brutality and Explosives. Yeah, I think I just cut the Cathartics and, like, bring in Explosives and Brutality. Feel free to unban them DAOs. I just saw them swearing and talking about someone being banned. No, I think Axe is pretty good. I think Axe being able to... Oh, actually... Pact of Negation could be important against their stupid Trickster, right? Their Trickster can tap our Griselpig and make him not be able to attack, which can make it a lot harder to go off. Like a timeout, we got you. I think I want these negations, thinking about it more. All right, let's do it. Do I keep this? It turn 2s them if we draw any black swords. I'm gonna keep this. If we draw an untapped black source, we kill them on 2. Oh no, chat. Oh no. Oh no. This is supposed to be a no justice stream. Where's my black sword? Oh, I get it. If we draw the swamp on turn 2, it builds suspense. This is better. This is better TV, chat. It builds. We're building suspense. We're getting everybody in chat invested in this. Oh no! Oh no! All right. We're gonna try again. We're gonna try again on the play. All right. So. All right, we're gonna board these back out since they have Graveyard Hate. Bontu, Anger, Explosives. Let's go. This hand's great. People often mulligan aggressively for sideboard hate, like Graveyard Hate postboard in these matchups. So being able to just breach worm them is fantastic. Yeah, I like the current sideboard in this deck a lot. Deal. Relic. Oh no. I can never beat that one. That's why I conceded last game. Do 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 do. Beep 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 do 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 do. They kept one land relic, or they just passed their first main phase. They kept one land relic. All right. Well, do a quick spot check here. Well, I mean, we get to breach next turn off the ritual, right? Deal. How can they possibly die? They have relic opportunities. What a big scary graveyard deck. Big scary graveyard deck can never beat relic opportunities. Right, chat? Right, chat? How can a big scary graveyard deck ever beat relic opportunities? Ah, get you with my worm. Get him. Big scary worm. Get him. Get him. Oh. Hey, my body is ready to get Echoing Truth. So here's fingers crossed. There's no Echoing Truth in our future. Guess who's back? Back again. Trebor's back. Tell a friend. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Pew, 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 pew. They have been missing land drops, so if they have Echoing Truth, they need to rip a land to do it. We have not played Blue Red Fairies yet. That's going to be the league after this one. Look at that. My foil Worldspine Wurm makes foil worm tokens. What's going on, G Tinny? Howdy, howdy. Do 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 do. Yep, you got me. Exile a thing. How would I be? I would need to ponder it, but I feel like I could have managed to beat Stoneforge Mystic this game. It would have been close, but I feel like we could have squeaked past the Stoneforge. Never forget Terran Terror. Mute and block buttons are great. So the way the deck queue works is that for every $1 you donate to the deck past the base donation amount, that puts it 1 point higher in the queue. Also, past just the money, every day a deck waits in the queue, it gets an extra point towards being played. So basically, the 1 point per day system makes it so if someone donates a smaller amount, they're not just constantly pushed out by people donating larger amounts for forever. So basically, when you donate for a deck to be put in the queue, you can either pay extra money to have it happen sooner, or you can donate a smaller amount and then just wait the time for it to come to the top of the queue naturally by waiting. If you have any questions about that, you can check out the details posted here. Onward, upward, backward, forward. Wizards just announced arena-only playable cards. Red Black Stoneforge is too good for Modern. This hand's a trap. It has lands and spells, but it doesn't have cards to find more cards, and it doesn't have a meaningful part of our combo. So this is a pretty easy mulligan. What's the average amount of points it takes to get to the top of the queue? Usually decks get played somewhere around the 50-point marker. Usually it's around 50 points. This hand is also pretty bad. Even if this hits a black source, it's pretty terrible. Even if this hits a black source, it's pretty terrible. This is the third match. We're 2-0. I think I'm going to mulligan again here. This is bad, but we're going to keep it. I'm going to keep a Temple. Basically, this hand is looking to breach ASAP, so I'm looking for a couple more mana sources and a threat to breach into play. All right, I mean, this matchup is good for us on average. V1605, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. If you are looking for what I would quantify as a dank meme in Modern, I think this is the most competitive deck with the most amount of obnoxiousness. We're pretty dead here, I think. Are the arena only cards like leveraging digital design space or something like that? Wait, what? Why would they make arena only cards if they weren't going to leverage the digital design space with it? Why? It is constantly impressive to me how Wizards of the Coast can get very, very close to doing something right, but then completely mess up the details. Like, if they were going to have things that were like sweet digital only mechanics, that's like, okay, like it's neat. It's kind of sad that it's slightly different from paper, but like, if you're not doing digital only mechanics, why wouldn't you just make the cards be in paper too? Why wouldn't you just make the cards in paper too? Oh, jeez. Oh, Watsy, why, Watsy? Does anybody know why I don't get preview cards? Why don't I get my own preview cards? I don't understand. Why don't they love me? Why don't they love me? When you start saying things like that, I can almost hear your promo cards being ripped somewhere. I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but I'm not going to say names, but I will say that when I called Wizard support yesterday to get my account trading sorted out, the level 1 person that answered the phone told me that they were a fan of my content, and that made my day better, because I was having a really bad day yesterday between being sick and Legacy feeling bad and then trading getting locked, so that made me smile. All right, Temple of Malice. This hand is looking for a Gristle Pig or a Worm. Faithless Looting would also be okay. What's the sideboard against control decks like Jeskai and blue-white? You should trim removal and board in more threats and card advantage. Things like Tracker and Chandra's. I think I'm going to take a land here. I think I'm in the market for a third land. Wait, they're standard legal in Arena? So does that mean Wizards technically has 3 different standard formats? there's Arena Standard, there's China Standard, and then there's Standard everywhere else. Is it actually just so hard to print these cards everywhere? Is it really, would it really have been that difficult to just like put all of these cards in all of the packs everywhere? Like, can somebody like, can I get a second? I'm not being I know I'm unreasonable sometimes, but this isn't, they could have just put these cards in all of the packs, right? Why do 3 different standard formats need to exist? Why? And for people that are, I see people asking about the China Standard, Google it. I'm not making it up. I know I'm often very sarcastic on this stream, but China Standard is a real thing. There are cards being printed that will be legal in Standard in China that aren't legal anywhere else in the world. Except in Legacy. They're legal in Legacy everywhere, apparently. Oh God, you can't even make this shit up. It's so hard. It's so difficult to make parodies of the decisions Wizards of the Coast makes, because like I feel like anything you would make a parody of, just like real life is far funnier. Just like, how am I supposed to write comedy when real life is more absurd than the comedy? Green card, green card, green card. If we would have hit a green card there, we would have been able to through the Breach the Worm. Would have been able to breach the worm. Instead, we have to wait a turn. Turn 4 Breach Worm might not be fast enough here. Gosh, it's going to be sad to lose to Tron with this deck. This deck is a pretty good Tron matchup on average, but the thing you have to be prepared for if you're going to play a deck like Grishoalbrand is that this deck's worst matchup is itself. Dusimo, sad to hear you don't enjoy Legacy at the moment. I feel the same way about Modern. On the other hand, watching your Modern content is hilarious. Well, I appreciate the 5 months of support and welcome back. I'm sure at some point I'll dip back into Legacy in the future. Maybe something sweet will come out of the Pro Tour, but just right now I definitely want to focus on making content that I enjoy. Well, the fact that they didn't have Tron here is good for us. So we have to go ahead and like put our pig into play here. Hopefully. Now, the thing that's scary is if my opponent does hit Tron next turn, they can O-Stone or Ugin us. So this is not a guaranteed win, although we should be a pretty strong favorite here. Gotta floop our little worm into play. Would you consider Chalice in this matchup? That's interesting. So I boarded in Shattering Spree, and I feel like our linear game plan is good enough in this matchup that I don't want to board in Shattering Spree and Chalice. It feels like too many interactive cards. I'm gonna run to the restroom really quick and fill up my water because I'm a little bit sick still, so it's important that I keep this filled. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I got plenty more Magic to play this afternoon. Look at that. Didn't even need to be here to win the game. So, while I was excited about the prospect of exploring more Legacy when they announced the Deathrite Shaman ban, when I found, when I started playing more matches post-ban, I just really wasn't found that I was enjoying the gameplay. And on top of that, in my experience streaming Legacy and making YouTube Legacy content, a lot of the people that watch Legacy content are far more hostile towards the way I approach the game than people who play Modern. Like, I like to pride myself on being very critical and thinking about the things that I like and don't like with regards to Magic and the different formats in it. And when I do that about Modern, a lot of people are like, oh, even if I don't agree with what the things he's saying, like, I don't need to, like, shit on him about it or take a dump on him. Sorry, I'm trying to swear less. We shouldn't say that word. But with Legacy, people constantly thumbs down my videos and they reach out to me on social media and we ban more people in Twitch chat because they don't like me being critical of Legacy. And it just, as a content producer, it really sours the whole experience. It really sours the whole experience. And like, then you couple that with the fact that Legacy content is less popular than modern content overall. Like, even my Legacy videos that don't get a bunch of thumbs down, they get watched way less on average than the modern videos anyway. So like, there's just, at the end of the day, it comes down to just like very, very little incentive to focus on Legacy content for so many reasons. This hand's not amazing, but it's fine. Faithless Looting is interesting. I think I'm gonna bottom this here. I think I just want to work towards fast mana to breach my pig ASAP. And again, while I'm not, if you enjoy Legacy and you don't do those things I just said, that comment's not directed at you. There's never, that definitely shouldn't be accounted to say that's how all people who enjoy Legacy act. I'm just saying, in my experience as a content creator, in terms of like the number of people who are negative towards modern content in proportion to the number of people who are negative about Legacy content, there are less people who watch Legacy content while simultaneously having more people be negative about how I'm making it. Which just like makes me sad. And I work this job for fun by and large. So I think, honestly, I think the content is better when I'm having fun, so. Well, kind of regretting ditching that Faithless Looting, huh? You've been on hold for 2 hours? Maybe you called the wrong number. There was a number someone linked me that was for stuff. I was definitely not only on hold for like 20 minutes. Christy and I watched that show together. That show's a little wild. And depressing. Let's say depressing. Terrifying. All of those things. Alright, so I think I looting here because if I hit a Goryo's Vengeance, I can probably beat this relic. Did not hit a Goryo's Vengeance or a land. That feels really bad. It's a Hulu show called The Handmaid's Tale. Very, very strong adult themes in that show. So, if you're not into that, I would recommend staying away from it. Very, very violent and vulgar in many ways. We're very dead. Feels bad to lose to Tron, but them's the beat sometimes. Just gotta brush it off and roll on to the next one. We're 2-1. Still plenty of time to finish the league out strong. Did I have enough to breach next turn? Not if they took a land, right? Did we have enough? I had a Spirit Guide, a Ritual. So land, Spirit Guide, Ritual, and then Shoal. Yeah, I think I had to rip a land. Yeah, I should have taken a draw step. I should have taken a draw step. I think the hand's fine. Like, not super exciting, but fine. This is for serenading me earlier. Put it towards Sultai Faye. Thank you for the bits, Trade Boar. Will do. Yeah, I think Chad is right saying that I could have hit a land and then potentially gone off. It's a good draw. So if we hit a Gristle Pig here, we get to go off. No pig. Probably ditch Manamorphose plus the extra Goryo's Vengeance here. Definitely don't need 2 of those against Burn. Didn't we have 2 Nourishing Shoals though? You don't need to exile a creature to Shoal. You just need another green card. I think we're supposed to... Night's Whispering would probably be ambitious, so I'm going to ditch that and land here. Alright. So... You know what? I should have pitched the Worm to the Shoal while they were tapped out there. That was a mistake on my part. I should have gained 11 while they couldn't Skullcrack me. That was a pretty big mistake. So the way this hand has come together, I kind of wish I would have kept the other Goryo's Vengeance. So I'm going to go ahead and flashback Looting here. Second Shoal is absurd here for us. So hopefully they crack this fetch land here and we get to just like gain 22 in response. Only 3 more until I can dual wielding until I get my shield. Thank you for the 9-month resubscription. I do appreciate that, Wannabe Beetle. Be sure to drop me a message if you want to bump a deck already in the queue, or drop me a line via the submission form if you'd like to add something new this month. Thank you for the tier 3 sub again. All right, so I 10 out of 10 just gained 22 now, right? I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. God, that was worse than normal with my voice. It's always bad, but that was worse than normal. Plus 22. Your move, Yugi boy. This is all I got. I've not played the Temur Delver deck that Todd Anderson played. Do not have experience with that. And they like have to know we have this, right? Because we discarded one earlier. So I have, yep, I have 3 monkeys, so I do this. Monkey, 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 through the breach. Put my other pig into play. You think they had fun, chat? This is a pretty fair kill. This is what, turn 4? Could you imagine if this deck had Chrome Mox? Good lord. Alright, Leyline of Sanctity is great here. Collective Brutality is great. What do I want to trim? What do I want to trim? Probably the Night's Whispers. Is that an easy out? Seems like an easy out. Seems good. This is a move to hand size keep, right? I have Nourishing Shoal to gain 8. Yeah, this is a move to hand size keep. I have heard people say Pact of Negation is good in this matchup. I'd believe that to be true. It's very possible Pact should come in. What am I supposed to cut for Pact of Negation? Like, do I want Pact of Negation in addition to Leyline? It seems like a lot of cards to board in. This feels like a lot of cards overall. I don't think so. Chancellor of the Tangle is really clunky. Seems fine. So we're going to 12. I get to attack them with my Gristle Pig next turn. I'm going to 10 here. Attack with this. Oh, they boarded in Path to Exile. If they have Path and Skullcrack here, we're probably dead. So this actually puts us to 15, which lets us draw 14 cards here, which is nice. So if we run good here, we could still kill them. We are going to need to run good. All right, well, it's not as amazing as I'd like, but it does let us get another 7 looks here. Looks like that's the end of the road. Yeah, if the Leylines had been Pact of Negations, we'd have been much better off. Yeah, I like that suggestion, actually. The Leylines are primarily here for discard-based decks, so I'm just going to bring in the Pacts instead. I like that. I couldn't loot for Shoal. There was a Path on the stack. It's a sorcery. I didn't have lands in play. Couldn't have spliced. Splicing takes mana, chat. You can subscribe in your mobile browser using this link here. I think we going to... Well, that's definitely the best card we could have on top of our deck. I did not have 2 Spirit Guides, I'm fairly certain. My hand didn't do anything. Magic Applegate with the tier 2 sub for the 3 months in a row. Be sure to drop me a message in private. Let me know what deck you would like to bump in the queue this month. Thank you for the tier 2 level of support. The problem is I am so down on cards at that point that I really don't have enough to come back. Looking for Goryo's Vengeance. Looking for Goryo's Vengeance. Kazarak, not real. Thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. I'll go back and check the tape, but I'm pretty sure I only saw 1 guide. If we had a second guide, maybe we could have spliced, but... I'm pretty sure I checked for guides there and didn't see 1. Was that a good draw, chat? What do we think of that one? Do we think that one was good? I was pretty confident we were dead here. Stop it. The Pact of Negations are so absurd in this deck. It's just like unreal how absurd they are. Oh, they're dead, right? I drew Goryo's Vengeance. I had this other pig in my discard pile. Good game, good game. Yeah, I should have had Pact of Negation in last game too. The assessment that Pact is better than Leyline is definitely one I was wrong about. And it feels weird not to bring in Leyline against Burn, but I think in the context of this deck, what the cards are doing, that Pact is much, much better. 3-1, ready to lose the last match and be another 3-2 deck. Thanks everyone for hanging out. After this, we've got at least 1 more league. I don't know if we're going to make it to Goryo Pox today or not. I don't know how much past 5 o'clock I want to go. We'll see. We'll see how quick the Blue-Red Fairies League goes. We are playing Blue-Red in the next league. We're for sure playing Blue-Red next. 10 out of 10 playing Blue-Red next. I am F-Gator. Just not enjoying it. The Dredge League went okay. It's very possible that Chalice of the Void should not be in my deck. I 100% like the ley lines and the packs. The Chalice of the Voids I'm whatever on. Do I keep this? It just needs a Gristle Pig, right? We're on the draw. There's a deck list on your screen. If you're on mobile, you can type !deck to get a link to the deck list in chat. How much democracy to see Sultai Fate tomorrow? Where is Sultai Fate at? Sultai Fate's actually probably going to be pretty close to the top for tomorrow, as is. So someone bumped it 10 earlier today, and once I finish today, it should probably be in there. No gristle pigs, chat. Where are my gristle pigs? There is a mattress advertisement in there. Lisa Mattresses. All right, well, we're not dead yet, at least. So we've got that going for us. So let's flash this back. Continue looking for Gristle Pig. This matchup's actually pretty bad for our deck. Their deck is a faster linear deck than we are, and we don't have very good interaction in our sideboard. Leyline's actually pretty good here, because it stops them from using Gifts Ungiven. I assume we're dead here now. Yeah. Yep. Ready to 3-2. Do you want me to update the tapped out link? Yeah, that would be awesome, Snowski, if you'd update that. I'd appreciate it. So again, board Cathartic Reunion out against decks that have counter magic. Brutality is good here. Leyline is good here. I think I trim a Worldspine Wurm and a Through the Breach here because this is slow and this breaching this isn't good enough to win the game most of the time. Let's go ahead and run it back like this. Again, you don't want to bring in... I think the Chalices probably shouldn't be in the board of this deck. I think the Chalices should probably be like a fourth Leyline and then something else. This hand's okay, like not amazing, but fine. It needs a Faithless Looting or a second land. Either of those things make it okay. Mardu Mancer, I must have missed it. I'm sorry. Thank you very much for the continued support. It did pop up. Thank you. Or the new support, sorry. Four packs feels like it might be too many. I don't actually know. This hand was definitely slightly ambitious, but I think the Leyline, along with any Mana Source or Faithless Looting making it good, made it worth keeping. Honestly, the Humans matchup is pretty hard with this deck, so the Chalice of the Voids I'd probably turn into like fourth Leyline, plus like a copy of Fatal Push or another Sweeper, just to like make the Humans matchup a little bit better. Just have more interaction for their Disruptive Dorks. Now, I think boarding narrow cards for Storm is bad. Storm's not that popular, and the matchup's not as bad as this game is making it seem. Should have fetched a duel there. Definitely should have fetched a duel there. It's a mixture of both of those things, Jobless Streamer. Not only are there no soul lands in Modern to make casting Chalice on turn 1 easier, but there also is a less critical mass of 1-mana spells in Modern compared to Legacy. I was going to be kind of surprised if Goryo's Vengeance resolved, but I was definitely in the business of making them have it there. Yeah, Chalice on 2 is pretty good against you as well. I can just Nourishing Shoal, you're not wrong. Honestly, maybe I should shoal, but they still have Remand up here, right? So there's really no point in shoaling. Maybe I should pitch. I should have pitched the Borborygmos there, right? This has not been a good match for us, chat. Slow and steady. No, I have a Griselbrand in the graveyard already. I mean, the good news is they don't have anything going on themselves here. Yeah, Chalice of the Void's roaring Grixis Shadow is everywhere. And while Grixis Shadow just saw some success, it's definitely not anywhere near as popular as it once was. Alright, so I'm pretty confident that I want a Goryo's Vengeance at their end of turn, and then untap and do it again on my turn, just in case they only have one counterspell. I feel like if they can remand, they're gonna remand my... Did they finally hit a bounce spell? Alright, if they don't have a counterspell, we can maybe kill them in response here. If they have a counterspell, we'll pack it in. That'll do too. Good games. Eternal is basically lazy magic. Their mulligan system is terrible. The way they impose a deck building restriction on you because of their mulligan system is terrible. It's like, Eternal to me is like if someone took Magic and was like, what if we get rid of a bunch of stuff to make it kind of okay on a mobile screen? It just doesn't jive for me. I don't want to play like Magic with less complexity. This deck. Feedback on this build. I like... This main deck is great. We've been playing with this main deck for forever. This is the main deck that top 8 at a Grand Prix. I think it was in Toronto late last year. These Chalice of the Void. So changing the sideboards really come. We added another Pact of Negation that I've been very happy with. The Leyline of Sanctities have also felt very good. Chalice also... Sorry, back to Eternal. Eternal being all best of one with resource variants feels it feels really terrible. I really hate... Games like Magic are only close to being reasonable because we have best of 3 with the resource variants that it's associated with. These Chalice of the Voids, I'm not a big fan of. I feel like with the Leylines and the Pact of Negations, like, there aren't as many Shadow decks anymore, so I'd probably cut these Chalices moving forward. There's a possibility a 4th Leyline could be good. There's also a possibility that we could be playing Fatal Push or another Anger or another Bontu's. Those cards could be reasonable as well. So those are all things that could be good. Lightning Axe is okay too. It could be another Lightning Axe. I could see that as well. All right, that's going to be it for Griselbrand today, but